So, Emesis Blue.
I don't even know where to start with you.
Emesis Blue? I don't know, I'm just gonna call it Emesis Blue. A sensation across the TF2 community. A first full feature-length fan-made video. And, you know, I was really excited to try it out. And so, I went to watch it, and the first half an hour, I was like, yes! Yes, this is cool! This is exciting! This is gonna be awesome! And then, unfortunately, it just went downhill from there. I wish I could have liked this movie. I really do! But I just didn't care for it. No, it's not over. I'm gonna complain about it and you're gonna listen! So obviously there's probably gonna be spoilers in this video. Just letting you know now. Unpopular opinion alert! The way I would describe this movie as a whole in one sentence is a long joke with no punchline. It was just... I'm okay with being confused for like the first 30 minutes of a movie. You can keep me in the dark that long as there's gonna be a really great payoff at the end that explains it all. Everything makes sense now, the big oh moment, you know? But this movie didn't have that. There was no payoff. There was no explanation. It was just like, what did I just watch? What did I just waste 2 hours of my life looking at? There was no payoff. I was just confused from minute 0 to minute however long it is, which is a real shame. I wanted to like this movie. It just didn't make any sense to me. And I'm not one of those philosophical little, well, if you pay attention in minute 2 and second 39, you can see that it references this Greek parable, and like, I don't know! Because supposedly some people are saying it's based off the Odyssey. Who the heck is gonna know that? The average viewer, I feel like, is not gonna make that connection. And so it can be a fun Easter egg to be like, ah, I see, for the people who do know. But for those who don't, you can't rely on that to tell your story and have it make sense to people. For me, what confused me, these questions were posed and never answered. As far as I know, I didn't see the answer, I didn't understand. We had the clones who were killing off people. First of all, why were they doing that? Because they're evil and bad. I don't know. They never explained it. And second of all, who exactly were they? I don't think either of those questions got answered, which was a giant point of the story. Like, the very first thing that happens is Scout and his mother get murdered by somebody. And then at the end, like, does it imply that Medic was the one doing it all along? I'm so confused. I don't know. I wish it would answer some of these questions more clearly, because it feels like I gave it my trust watching it. I trusted it with my 2 hours of my life. Okay, I'm just kind of rambling now, but let's just break it down by section. I think visually it's very stunning. I think visually they did a great, fantastic job, for the most part. One thing that I thought was a little weird that I suppose they can't really do much about is the low poly models having such high quality, like, gritty textures. It was just weird. It just didn't blend well. It was kind of jarring. But other than that, I can't floor them on that. Oh, back to the visuals. One thing that was really, really strange is when, like, Medic gets out of the casket and his head is, like, way too big for this other model they gave him. It's like his hands are too small. It was really strange. And, like, I don't think the face was rigged because it was just constantly in, like, a pose reference face mode. Like, no change in expression, constantly just staring with this abnormal head on this little body. It was, I mean, it felt like something you'd see in a Gmod video. And then the voice acting, I feel like for most characters it was okay. I think Medic was fine, which, I mean, he's kind of the main character, if you will, so. But specifically Spy, I was like, okay, you should not talk anymore. He didn't sound very French or spy-y.
So tell me the facts. Who's the handoff? Who's your new employer?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who kidnapped Archibald? Was it you? You know the price of betrayal, friend. You drop it. Take off the mask.
An engineer, I think engineer was one of the worst ones. It was like, he was trying to speak way too low for his vocal range, and it sounded all like he got kind of whispery because he couldn't talk down there.
You look lost, boy. Now, brother, I do believe that you were the one who chained out that coffin.
It's like, no, buddy. Sorry, if you can't speak in that range, then don't. Another thing I didn't get was, were those engineers actual brothers? Or were they, like, people from the respawn machine? Like clones? I don't know. I really don't know. And then what happened to all the other respawn clones? Like, what? What happened? Like, what? Another thing they never explained was, what happened to Red Team? Did they all get destroyed by these clones? Like, did they establish that Red and Blue were like clones of each other? I don't know. And then why? How did Medic come back to life, like, in the casket? Like, I figured the way he could come back to life was via the respawn machine, right? That's how that works. And then what were the pills all about? Like, I don't know. I feel like there were so many questions posed and nothing was answered. Like, I was left with more questions than were answered. It was just, but not in a good way. Like, I feel like things like Inception, the ending is like open to viewer interpretation, but at least you understand the rules of the world, so you can make a fair interpretation of it. Like, oh, will the spinning top fall down, or will it stay up? Is he in the dream world, or is he in reality? Who knows? But at least you can make that conjecture based on what you saw, because you understand how it works. In this movie, the ending, I don't know what to say. I'm so incredibly confused. What is going on? So somebody explained to me the end was, I think, that they were dead all along, which is seriously the worst. Like, it's like reading a story and then the ending is, oh, and then I woke up from the dream and I was just in my bed. Like, it's the worst ending ever, because nothing throughout the entire story mattered. If that's the point you're trying to go for, then okay, but it was just disappointing. Like I said earlier, a long joke with no punchline. It felt like an absolute waste of my time. I felt like I needed to just go outside and touch the grass after that, because, well, I'm probably gonna get hated on by the little fanboys at their computers.
Well, actually, it was a great philosophical, feat, and it was magnificent, and they put so much work into that.
Not saying they didn't put a lot of work into it. It is impressive that they could make a full feature-length film that, well, it did keep my attention because I was waiting for answers. It's impressive that they could do that, and I'm not saying that I could do any better. I mean, maybe in the storytelling regard, but I don't need to be able to make a whole movie on my own to know whether one is good or bad. I just wanted to give kind of a different view on it, because I feel like everybody's just bedazzled by the visuals and, oh my gosh, it's feature length and the visuals look good. That means it must be an awesome movie. I don't have to, like, actually understand the plot. Who cares? Anyway, I think I'll go back to watching my Gmod videos now.
The end.